Following successful initial trials, the Japanese government has approved an expansion of its controversial human cloning program. Hailed by many within the diet as a solution to the predicted population crisis, the next tranche is projected to expand the number of new births via cloning and IVF from 1,500 in the initial groups to over 20,000. According to the Malthus Institute, an NGO committed to measuring population growth patterns, the country's declining birth rates since the end of the 20th century have led to fears of an unsustainable shift towards an older population. Unlike many other nations in the region who have countered similar trends by accepting large numbers of refugees from global conflicts, Japan has steadily refused to dilute the culture and essence of the Japanese people by taking in large numbers of displaced, as expressed by the ongoing Home Minister Mizuno Murai, NDEF. The process used involves selection of a suitable zygote after fertilization, which is then split multiple times to produce many embryos per fertilization. Some have raised concern that the manner in which these conditions are selected and what traits deemed desirable risk leading to politics of ethnofascism, while others note that the long-term health effects of such wide-scale cloning on a human population are currently unknown. Despite these objections, the government believes this to be the best solution for a looming depopulation crisis, aiming for as much as 40% of the nation's population to be born this way by 2110. Oh, that's pretty cool. $5. Oh yeah, I forgot. Gosh, snuggle. So, let's talk to this guy.
Hello? Guess he doesn't feel like talking. My wetware's dried up. All I've got left is the crusty layer stuck to my hands.
You got this?
It feels like he's wired. I could probably make a connection with more wetware.
So the wetware needs water, maybe?
Huh? Fixed to the floor. A stainless steel trash can. They probably go through everything guess they're out. What? Drink straight? This must be where people in here get water when they want it.
Alright, fair enough.
I don't think I can...
It's like it dried up.
It's the paperwork they wanted me to fill out. Who even uses paper anymore?
I mean, fair enough.
I don't think I can't use... It's an empty blue cup, just like you'd get from any lousy food machine. Everything I can scrape off my hands is in the cup. It's a filled-up plastic cup.
You want this?
You want this? Guess he doesn't feel like talking. You want this?
I guess what she said. Food machine.
It won't bring up the menu. The insert coin message on the screen is in the way.
Wait,
It won't bring up the menu. It's different from mine, a whole lot older. There's a message on the panel. Insert coin? Whatever that means. I can't... They must have huge vents in... I can't reach it...
Throw this in the trash can, throw it in the trash can, throw it in the trash can.
As much as I'd like to, there must be something worse I can do to it.
Maybe if I put this with this?
I may not be 100% clear on paper. Better not. I can't get the screws out with my bare hands.
I don't think anyone's nails are strong enough for that. Wait, what if I put the wetware in the screen?
I can't use...
For this
Doesn't look like it wants to barter. It's already full.
Could I use this paper brush?
Doesn't look like... I can't use it. I can't use...
Paper cutting. Oh,
Hey.
what?
What?
Would you mind not doing that?
Doing what? I wasn't doing anything.
I can see you, you know. The camera's there for your own safety.
Fine. I'd better find a way to fix that. I can't...
So what can I use the wetware on?
As much as I'd like... I can't... I don't think...
Let's just use it on everything.
I can't...
Broken right.
I can't use... I can't...
Oh. I didn't...
Hello?
Poor
Huh.
dude.
I can't reach it.
Hey,
What?
would
Doing what?
I...
I'd better... I can't... I can't... I can't... I...
Well, I just remembered. I haven't done that before.
Hi there. How can I help?
Can I speak to you?
Sure. Just a second.
Oh, he seems nice.
So, Agent,
Just Corpseman, actually. Quince. What's your name?
Sesame, Latha.
Nice to meet you, Miss Sesame.
Oh, actually, he seems...
Pardon my asking, but you were raised by the city, weren't you?
You read that on my file?
Nah, I was too.
No way.
Yeah, we're practically family.
Who was that guy who came in?
Oh, Charlie? He's one of the most experienced agents in Cell. A lot of people have trouble getting on with him, but he's just businesslike.
It sounded like he was panicking about something.
I've never thought of him as someone who gets worried. Grumpy a whole lot of the time, sure.
What's wrong with that guy on the bed? He hasn't said a word in hours.
We're not sure. He was picked up on the street yesterday. It looks like he's come down with a psychophage issue.
So you're just ignoring him?
Well, there's not much we can do until we know what it is.
Why let it show symptoms? Why not connect someone?
All of our Infowar teams are busy with the... never mind.
Would I be able to get some privacy?
What do you mean?
Well, with that camera, I don't think I can, personal stuff, business.
I'm sorry. I understand how you feel, but I can't cut the camera.
What? That's not fair!
All of the cameras are tied into the centralized network. We can't turn them off, even if we wanted to. It's for your security.
Oh, I see. You're not able to.
Charlie doesn't like it either. He keeps breaking the camera in his office. Central gets real mad at him for that.
Why are you keeping me in this cell? I haven't done anything!
Oh, this isn't a cell. The cells are only 2 cubic meters.
That's not the point! I didn't break the law!
It's for your own safety. Charlie's asked to make sure you stay here until he gets back.
I don't feel very safe. So, how'd you know I was raised by the city?
It was a guess, but your name was a clue. You ever notice how they always assign kids names from nature? Quince, Sesame. We even had a pomegranate in my center.
Huh. I suppose that's true. Never met any with any cool names, though. No tigers or anything.
Yeah, I don't think they do the extinct ones, though.
Oh.
So, how'd you end up working for Cell?
I'm not sure, really. Kinda drifted in. Most of the kids from my center ended up here. Monroe Center, down by the coast, that is. Where'd you grow up?
Taylor, near the lake. Most of us just ended up on Skanto, unemployed.
I'm sorry to hear that. Personally, I think us city kids should stick together. There are so many of us, we'd be a force to be reckoned with.
My apartment exploded.
Oh, ouch. Was it a nice place?
Well, no, but that isn't the point.
Accidents like that happen sometimes. At least Cell were able to get you out.
I'm not sure it was an accident. My connection was cut and my doors were locked before it happened.
Who'd want to hurt you, though?
That's just it. I don't know who. I mean, I've pissed people off in net matches sometimes, but this? So, what's your first name, Mr. Corpseman Quince?
It's Amadi, an Angolan name. Apparently, that's where my family came from, but I've been here as long as I can remember. The first names are always from kids' cultural backgrounds. What about Latha? Is that, Indian?
Dunno. Probably. I came with a refugee shipment from the war. You ever feel like exploring your roots?
Not really. I grew up here. Newton is my home.
Yeah, there isn't really much for me in the old country either. Except thousands of kilometers of radioactive hot zone.
Oh.
I'm starving. It's been days since the last time I ate.
And was that because you were deep in the trance?
That's not the point. I couldn't get the food machine in here to work.
Oh yeah, they take tokens. Here, have a few. You'll be able to get yourself something.
Is it any good?
What kind of machine do you have at home?
The kind that came in Skanto apartments.
Ooh, ouch. Yeah, kind of about that.
I've been in here for hours. The guy in the bed isn't much company. What is there to do?
There's the terminal. You can check the news.
Ugh, I can't stand this much of the real world. It's so slow.
I'm sorry. People don't usually spend so long in here. It's just taking a bit longer than usual.
I need to get back in the trance. How can I make a connection?
Sorry, we don't allow trans connections from inside cell.
What? That's inhuman! I have rights, you know!
Not to an internet connection, you don't.
Come on, I could just hook something up through that terminal.
I'm sorry, but it's for security.
Thanks for that.
Anytime. Just call if you need anything.
Thanks for that. Alright, well, we got all that. We got tokens. Let's get some food. Maybe get a beat the food. Food? The thick brown mash probably contains a bare minimum what a human body
I don't know
needs.
how, but they've made it even worse than my food machine does. I've put some of it in the cup.
You want this?
You want this? Guess he doesn't feel like talking.
Well, what could I do with this then?
It's already... I don't need a fork. I could eat this. That's... I've given...
Wait. It's one of the food machines fork wrapped in a rubber sheet.
I don't think I... The fork won't fit in the seat. If I could find something more precise... That's... I may not be 100...
Could this work on this? Well, no, it probably wouldn't.
Hey!
What? Doing what?
The
I'd better find... Prying it open with a...
Don't!
You want this?
I thought she was gonna hurt him or something. I don't know. Why did I click on it with this?
I don't... Better not. I don't think I...
Oh! I could throw it maybe.
Hey, what did you do? I've lost the feed from the camera.
Oh no.
Oh jeez, Charlie's gonna kill me. Why did you do that?
I like my privacy.
Just don't do anything stupid, okay? Please?
Alright, well I could just...
There. The table... I think it looks better without...
Fair enough. Let's get to the line.
I can't...
Nope, apparently not.
I can't... What? I can't reach it. The table's just gray.
Get on that.
I can't reach... I can't...
Maybe if I move it back down. I didn't realize you could stand on it. I thought it would just be automatic. Oh wait. Maybe if I do it now.
I can reach it, but I'm going to... Otherwise, I might as well just...
Wait.
I'm going to need something more Otherwise, I might as... I think it looks better. I think it...
Move it this way. Let's use this. Oh god, that scared me.
Ouch!
Alright, well, let's just...
I've already got anything else and I'll probably... That sure won't make...
Food?
I can't... Doing my bit to fight the power. He probably can't...
What if I...
I can't...
No.
I can't... It looks like a fire hazard. It's spitting...
I could light something on fire. What do I light on fire, though?
I can't...
Oh, yes.
This kind of sums up my feelings about... I think it looked...
Let's burn something.
Doesn't look... I don't think I...
Trash can.
I guess that's sort of... It's not my... I wonder how long it'll burn for. What? Better not. I'm pretty sure. Better not. I might need it. It doesn't.
The sheet?
Better.
Maybe I need to
I
warm it
can't-
up more.
The cup's getting full. It'd be a wetware growth culture.
Oh. Warmer.
Let's see if this works.
Yay! Yay!
Easy.
80 minutes?
Nothing stands between me and my trance. That sure won't make...
Hey, you want this? Oh, I just...
Got it. I've made a connection with his neural hub.
Alright, let's see what this will do. This is gonna be scary, isn't it? That's awesome. Holy crap. What? A dry, barren wasteland, like something out of a war zone. You're not sure if it's based upon a real place or carefully designed to create the right mood.
Better be careful what I touch. Anything could be a carrier for malware in here. Jeez, talk about low-quality knockoffs made in Han factories. He doesn't really fit in here. I have no idea what it means, but it sure looks oppressive. In a sim like this, it's probably read-only.
Do not think only of yourself. Think of the glory of Han.
How you
Hi
doing?
there.
Oh, hey. Make yourself at home. Everyone else seems to in here.
I'm Mandela.
Guy, I'd shake your hand, but, well,
What's with Pinocchio?
it's a disguise. Normally, by this stage, the Trojan is in control of its host motor functions. It makes a really clumsy mind state echo of the host, then uses it to try to make a convincing flight to Greater Han.
He didn't look like he's in control in meat space.
Peace, bread, and work in the Greater Han Republic.
It's kind of a stalemate at the moment.
He's taken to bombarding you with propaganda instead?
It thinks it can wear me down.
Long life and prosperity to our beloved land of Greater Han.
So, why are you in a cell with a broken Trojan in your head?
I'm acting as a relay for pirated connections into Cell.
That sounds dangerous.
Pays good, though.
Money is the yoke of capitalism.
Thing is, it's been harder and harder to get into Cell HQ.
So you infected yourself with this?
They have to bring in someone with something like this. Even if they can't treat it, they can at least quarantine.
Giving you an ideal spot to relay signals through your neural wiring.
Exactly.
You alright?
Oh yeah, just peachy. Well, I would be if that imposter would go away.
I am not an imposter. I am the real.
Anything I can do to help?
There would be, but I'm going to have to decline.
I don't think you're really in a position to bargain.
Hey, for all I know, you're a cell agent trying to breach my wiring. If I give you too much room, then I'm just swapping him over there as my oppressive influence.
The influence of the mighty Han Republic spans the world.
Why would Cell want to breach you?
Again, if I start telling you about that, then I'm incriminating myself.
Fair
I'd
enough.
love to help you help me, but I'd need to know we're on the same side.
How'd you wind up like this?
Well, you know that urban myth about the human resources Trojan?
The one that makes you move to China and join a factory collective?
Turns out, it's not a myth. If I'm correct, Cell have brought me in for treatment.
That's a good thing, right?
Well, duh. I don't want to work in a Han factory.
All glory to the greater Han Republic.
Shut up!
Anything I...
There would be. Hey, if I...
The influence of the...
Why would Cell want to breach you?
Again, if I'd love...
You...
Oh yeah, well, I would be.
I am not. I am the real.
Don't go...
Ha.
I detect an 86.8% chance that you are not currently employed. Join the Republic of Greater Han for guaranteed work within our production capital. I have something amusing to show. You need to drop your firewall to see it, though.
Better be careful.
Where do I go?
In a sim like this, it's probably...
Well, what else could I do?
It's a homegrown lump of techno-organic wetware gel. It's for connecting my brain. Either it's got some pretty tough shielding. From the look of it, I'd say the second one. I don't think I can't reach...
What if I brought the camera into the wetware? Or the wetware into the... Wait, not here.
What? The wetware won't form a connection with... I can reach it, but... I'm going to need something more...
This?
It doesn't take... I can't use...
I'm really not sure what to do. Oh, this works.
Got it. I can feel the net on the other side.
Yes, I haven't used the net yet. Let's do this.
Ahlan wa salam.
Hi? I'm looking for the internet. Are you tapping the line as well?
Indeed I am, except we appear to be doing it from opposite directions.
Okay.
You're a hacker.
That sounds so crude.
The sort who prefers to be called an adventurer?
I'm merely a concerned citizen. You can call me Jinsel.
I'm Mandela. Looks like a partially built sim.
Indeed, we're using a number of different sources to reconstruct a scene. Cameras, chromatographs, even the charge variances and wiring.
So why are you hooked up to Cell? No offense, but you'd have to be crazy to hack Central.
Fortunately, Central is indisposed. An initial attack appears to have crippled it.
Ah, so lots
Hey,
of
who's that one
opportunists
dude?
are trying their luck while the security's weak.
Precisely. I was assembling this sim at the same time when you joined it through an outbound port.
This looks a lot like the kind of place I used to live.
It ought to. It was right above your own. In fact, we're trying to reconstruct the data from moments before the blast.
You know where I live?
We wouldn't be taking our responsibilities seriously if we didn't. We also know that it appears you've been targeted deliberately. These are shots we've been able to recover of the man who planted the bomb.
That's the guy I spoke to.
You know him?
Yeah, he's the cell agent who interviewed me. He left like an hour ago. Why would a cell agent be trying to kill me?
Often, Central's plots are unclear. This, however, is too direct and destructive for how Cell works.
You think it's personal then?
In any case, he knows where you are and that you survived.
He's also got me trapped in one place again.
Then it's imperative that we help you to escape. Our agent may be able to help you with that. He is close at hand.
Why do you think it was me they were aiming for?
We hear things. We're also aware that prior to the blast, you were trapped.
Yeah, someone cut my connection and locked the door.
It would appear that you were being kept in place until the bomb was planted.
They probably could have just done it. I'd have been in trance for hours.
They had to be certain. But now that you've escaped, it appears that your life is still at risk.
Who do you run with? Collective? A nun?
We're a circle of truth seekers and underground journalists. We go by Jahilia.
Never heard of it. What's it mean?
Well, who controls the media today?
Shishiki? They're the biggest.
Exactly. Chishiki, whose name means knowledge. Except in this knowledge, there's nothing but trivia and lies. So where will people find the truth?
Within themselves?
Very philosophical, but not the case. Jahilia means ignorance.
Oh, I get it. It's ironic.
Precisely.
Wait, the guy in the cell with me? Blonde pseudo-leather jacket, got the shakes?
That would be Guy, yes. He's acting as one of our relays within Cell.
You think he can help me get out?
We work within our own specialties, and his is Cell. If anyone were able to furnish a means for you to escape, it would be him.
I'd better disconnect and see if your guy can help me get out.
Bit Tafik, I've sent you the location to find us at. I'll be here should you require any further assistance in your escape.
Alrighty then.
No doubt about it. This is... no doubt about it.
Can I do anything for that one dude?
Hi, guy.
Hey there.
Hello.
She wasn't talking to you.
Jinsel says hi.
Oh, does she? Tell her she owes me double for this one. I lost touch with her hours ago.
She says you know a way out of here?
Well, sure. It's even easier when Central's down. Of course, I'm gonna need something from you.
Fine. What is it you want?
I need an edge to help me get rid of the chatterbox. For that, I need epinephrine. See if you can get them to bring any in.
And if they don't?
You look clever. You can probably find a way to make it.
What's that?
Substance abuse is the curse of the working classes.
Why do you want this stuff?
The people here don't exactly know what they're doing. Cell's treatment might work, or I might walk out of here and straight to Greater Han. The epinephrine will give me enough of a boost to make sure it's me who wins the battle.
We must persevere in the great revolutionary struggle.
That's terrifying.
Plus, it's the kind of thing that most chemical synthesizers can make.
Wait, like a food machine?
Oh.
Probably.
Oh,
Don't go any...
Ah,
Ugh, how much of this slop... It won't bring up the menu. Either it's got some pretty tough shielding, or it's from the look of it. The fork won't fit in this. If I could find something...
Hi there. How can I help?
Can I speak to you?
Sure. Just a second.
Oh wait, what'll happen here?
What? Oh, come on. Look, can you move the table, please? Hi there. How can I help?
Can I speak to you?
Sure. Just a second.
Sorry about.
Charlie's not gonna be happy, but I've seen worse. At least it's not hard to clean, all this concrete.
The guy in the bed? I know what's wrong with him. He's contracted a human resources Trojan.
How would you know this? Have you been trancing with him? Because then we might have to quarantine you as well.
No, I had a friend come down with it.
Okay, then. I can get something to help.
Friend. Oh, robot. What's it gonna
Unfortunately, I can only try to stabilize him for now. We have to wait for a specialist before we can try anything stronger.
Will they tell if I'm... Wait, no, that's the wrong way.
Hi, guy.
Hey there.
Hello.
She wasn't talking to you.
Why do you...
The people here sells yeah.
We
Plus.
Wait. Don't...
Ah.
Okay, so it doesn't affect him.
Looks like it's full of medical stuff.
Hey, what are you doing to that drone?
I was just checking out the hardware. It's quite some gear you guys have.
I've done all I can for the moment. Let me know if he gets any worse, okay?
So a scalpel and an auto. Alright. These are incompatible with the wire unit foreign connection.
I can't... That sure was... As cool... That... That...
Alright, so... A scalpel could work, right?
This might be useful.
High grade.
I think it... I've already got... Yep, it looks bigger. Yep, it looks... As cool as it is. That's sure... Yep.
Yep.
Doesn't look like it wants... You want this? Huh.
Oh, wait. Laser. Laser. Laser, 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 laser. Laser.
Yep, it looks...
Okay. Well, that didn't...
That... I can't... I think it...
Can I inject him? Well, I don't have medicine, I guess.
It won't...
What can I inject or still?
Hi there.
Can I...
Sure.
What
Thanks
else
for
do I
that.
Anytime.
have? Okay. Anytime. Wait. What if I use... What if I use the stuff? What if I use the wetware? Let's use the wetware.
I've already got it.
Okay. Well, I thought that could work. That doesn't work. What could I use with that?
Yep, it look.
You want this?
You want this? Huh. Doesn't look.
I'm gonna ask the one person. I forgot the name.
I've got a question.
Yes.
You're occupying this terminal's internet port. Mind if I connect to the trans through you?
I'm sorry, that's not possible.
Oh, come on, man. I'll only be a few Gbps. I haven't been on in like hours.
I can assure you, the trance won't be going anywhere without you.
What's Guy's job then?
He's a good friend of our cause, works as a relay. We keep a connection open to him, and he finds a way to get as physically close as possible to secure systems.
He looks like he could do with your help.
His link was lost several hours ago.
The Trojan psychophage she's infected with.
He has used some risky tactics for getting inside Cell before. While successful, it appears that his work may have overcome him.
Come on, I need to.
I'm sorry, I have to keep this port open for our data miners. Plus, it may not be safe for you.
You've already got me in here. What's the worst that could happen?
Think it through. If whoever has been targeting you notices you've come back online...
They'd realize I was still alive.
And exactly where you are. I'm sorry, but until we find out exactly who they are and what they want, you're going to have to remain out of the trance.
I read Shishiki sometimes. What's wrong with them?
That depends. If you want the banal and the trivial, they're absolutely fine. By having a stranglehold on the world's media industry, they are capable of controlling what the majority of the population are aware of.
Are they lying to us?
No, merely deceiving.
Huh?
What they want people to know, they'll report wholly, truthfully, and factually. This is how they've established their credibility. If they or their allies wish something to be suppressed, they have thousands of hackers on staff to destroy systems that pose a threat.
You're kidding.
Not at all. They lead the world in private sector espionage through a number of subsidiaries. As far as Jahilia are concerned, the things most worth knowing are those that others wish hidden. That is why we work against Shishiki, to ensure that the world knows the whole truth.
That's nice.
What's your beef with Cell anyway? It must be something pretty big to go after one of the most secure systems in the world.
In an organization like ours, the word secure raises red flags. The mere fact that Cell is so opaque tells us they've something they feel worth hiding.
I've never had any problems with them. They seem to do all right running the city.
As long as you remain within your ever-flexible world of the trance, certainly. You may, however, miss that which happens in the tangle of the real that Central controls. And today there was an opportunity we just couldn't pass up.
Something's wrong with Central. Did you do it?
Not us. We've never seen anyone quite so devastatingly successful. A multi-vector heuristic denial of service attack against Central's inner systems.
But for that, you'd need thousands.
Hundreds of thousands of systems well prepared, working in synchronicity, or access to its innermost workings. It's almost too good to be true, all of Central down at a moment's notice.
How's the city still running?
They'll have auxiliary mechanisms in place. Newton's autonomic nervous system to Central's higher brain functions.
But with Central suddenly down, Cell's security system was weaker than ever.
Precisely. An opportunity that Jahilia couldn't pass up.
So, what if what's attacking it is another artificial intelligence? What if it's like using a bunch of people who are brainwashed or whatever, or just installed with malware to just amass an army, maybe? Raising people's brains? I don't know.
This apartment looks almost well, except for all the data.
Not surprising, since
Are you?
unlike to get.
Yeah, then I... Any idea why they're after me?
Have you been hacking anyone you shouldn't have?
Nobody who tried to kill me anyway. Could it be related to Cell? It was an agent who planted the bomb.
Not directly. If it was, they'd have finished you rather than keeping you prisoner. I have some theories as to what's going on, but we'll know more for certain later.
Once you've had a chance to pull data out from Central while it's down.
Exactly.
Yeah, where can I go?
Guy's going to help me get out, but what then? I can't exactly go home anymore.
We have much to discuss, and that would be better done on a secure site. There are a number of terminal nodes we use as drop points. One of those will suffice. But remember, do not access the trance on the net until we confirm it's safe.
Thanks.
Off one.
I like you. You're cool. So, where would I get epinephrine? I can't have
Either Scott's from the look of it. The wetware won't... Doesn't look like... I can't inject...
Let's just inject everything. Wait.
It was awkward to do, but now it's full of...
Would this work?
He won't know the difference.
Does that actually work? Actually, I want to save before doing that because I feel like that could be a bad choice. Hopefully, this will work, right?
Feeling better?
Not really. I mean, I felt you stick me. You sure you got the right stuff? Mr. Chatty's still here.
Of course I did. Do you know how much trouble I went to?
All right. I'm sure it'll clear up. Give me a few hours. I'll be out of the wall and can help you leave.
I haven't got a few hours. What can you do now?
From here? Not much, but I could give you some options.
I need more than helpful suggestions.
I've got control of one of the utility drones. They use them for moving Kid around the building.
I might be able to escape if I was better equipped.
Atta girl. I've sent you the link to the drone. She'll be in your hub.
Yay! Projection of a skeleton. What you remember of the school, you can tell some components would be shaped like that. Powered down, apparently the utility drone you inhabit can't communicate with it. You guys, breach wasn't into that drone built to the ceiling, otherwise you wouldn't get very far. Screens full of medical data, even drones not positioned on the president. Synthetic dressings can be made as well for these. In Jones for undercover work now. Those headings off on his own status. It'd be the opportunity of a lifetime to go through Cell Agent's terminal, all the dirt you could dig up. Joan doesn't seem to have any means of access for eternity. Doesn't appear to notice your drone. No wonder there's so many of them roaming cell. Alright then.
You won't sit still long enough.
Stab it.
That does... As cool as it is,
Stab it.
prying it open...
What if I put it underneath the water dispenser? Ooh. Man, can't control it? Okay, he has control of it, right? Can you tell him to stop? Can tell it to stop? I don't know.
You sure you're going to be alright?
Yeah, I'm sure the drug just takes a bit to kick in. You work on getting out and give Jinsel my regards.
I really
You
hope,
sure?
Yeah, you.
I really hope he's gonna be okay. How do I do this?
Please do not interrupt active drone.
You won't. I don't. What?
Wait. Yeah.
Come on, shoo!
Warning, power contact lost.
Okay. That's kind of weird. Okay.
It's powered down. Hacking it won't. This might be useful.
Cutting laser.
Yep, it look. I can't.
No, this is. Wait, no. Can I go back to the machine and fix it? Apparently not, I guess. Alright, well, this is the second run where I got the epinephrine. The actual epinephrine, not just water.
Now let's see if he holds up his end of the.
Hippocratic Oath. He's got a lot of choices. I'm making all the wrong choices.
Feeling better?
A whole lot, thanks. I managed to get rid of the knockoff. Give me a few hours. I'll be out of the wall and can help you leave.
I haven't got a few hours. What can you do?
From here?
Yes.
Ahem.
Dr. Lau, you have a visitor.
Oh,
Good evening, Dr. Lau.
hello. And you are...
Surely you recognize him.
I'm afraid you'll have to enlighten me.
This is Dr. Vargas, the Central Operations Coordinator.
Now, Galatea, there's no need to be quite like that. The fact that I am not widely recognized perhaps indicates how successful we are.
Yes, you're right, Father.
Vargas? Dr. Eduardo Vargas?
Quite so, Dr. Lau.
What brings you from the Fulcrum Tower, sir?
A most grave matter, I'm afraid. One I believe you specifically to be most suited to handle.
Shall I, Father?
Please do, Galatea.
Central, I believe the audio EM capture system in this room to be faulty. Please run a deep diagnostic on the system.
Certainly, Miss Vargas. Beginning scan.
We have perhaps 2 minutes until the diagnostic cycle is complete.
Dr. Lau, have you heard of a gentleman by the name of Baxter?
If I had a few moments to transfer it...
He was a engineer, a former colleague of Dr. Regis.
And of mine in our research days, tragically. Also the man responsible for the murder of Regis's wife, poor Viksha.
Oh, yes. Regis has been hit hard lately by the paroling. He didn't seem to think that Baxter deserved any kind of release.
It appears that he may well have acted on these objections.
Dr. Lau, when did you last see Dr. Regis?
Last night, before Central went into siege mode. Why? What's happened?
This morning, Dr. Baxter was found dead in his workplace.
Oh, no. Oh, Charlie, no.
I share your concern, Dr. Lau.
Central believes Dr. Regis to be the most likely suspect. He would have known that Central would be unable to provide oversight during the siege.
And he had no shortage of motive, as I'm sure you'd agree.
You're the controller of central operations. Why would you need to cut the camera feed with a trick like that?
I apologize, but for the sake of city security...
Yeah, can't tell me. Classified, ultraviolet A, etc.
I'm glad you understand.
I might understand, but I'm not happy about it.
Noted, Dr. Lau.
You have a connection to Regis as well?
Quite so. He worked for me in a research team, as did Baxter in the same project.
And Viksha Regis?
Precisely. We lost half of the team in one fell swoop that day.
It just doesn't sound like him, though. He had other outlets, like his garden.
I don't fully agree with Central's assessment either. That is why I'm activating you on this case.
You want me to investigate Baxter's murder with my partner as the prime suspect? Isn't that a pretty serious conflict of interest?
It is within my prerogative to select agents I feel appropriate for casework, if necessary. Using it to aid an old friend, a good man, like Charlie Regis, I think that's worthwhile.
Remember that your primary responsibilities are to the law and to this city.
I think I've heard enough.
That's good to hear. I'll have Galatea email the case data to you. If I can be of any further help, don't hesitate to drop by my office.
At the top of the Fulcrum Tower. Make an appointment beforehand.
Diagnostic cycle of monitoring systems complete. No wetware or firmware anomalies detected. However, please ask Dr. Regis to stop obstructing the lens assembly.
I wish you luck with your work, Dr. Lau. For Regis's sake.
Alright, we're continuing centralized synergy logistics. Huh? Category Class 4 information larceny with composite harm to health of individual targets, i.e. mindjacking. Dr. Lau, as authorized by City Systems Administrator Dr. Eduardo Vargas, please find access to investigation files. Investigation's case files enclosed. If you wish to discuss the case in person with the Administrator, please make an appointment beforehand. Max Lau. What? What? Thank you for the summary of the so-called mindjacking investigations. It is evident that some of Dr. Regis' talent in investigations has found its way into your work, but please be aware that you need not also emulate his less helpful behavioral patterns. Max, it doesn't seem matter what Mom said. I don't really understand why you did it either, but I'm not going to judge you. I miss you, and they won't admit it, but Mom and Dad too. Please come home, Max. That city, that life, it'll change you.
Ow! Hey, what was that?
What? Wait. Homicide, breaking, entering, abuse. July 11th, 2087. Dr. Adam Baxter was found dead by coworkers at the Vickerman Tatsumoto Telepresence Laboratory in the Northeast Network. Cell has been contacted and case officer Leo M. activated for investigation. Baxter, Dr. Adams, former organic computing researcher for City of Newton, recently paroled from rehabilitation sentence. Regis, Dr. C, cell agent, spouse of Viksha Regis, victim of murder by Dr. Bagis, was detected entering laboratories on July 10th, 2087, and leaving 128 minutes later. Suspect Charles Regis has been unreachable and has historically demonstrated a high anti-civil behavior index. With such a strong motive, his apprehension for questioning is a priority. Wait, can I control the cameras? Oh, that's not VoIPcom, not VoIPcam.
Got to wait till the AI lab have had their turn analyzing her.
Okay then.
Dr. Lau, please continue your investigation of the murder of Dr. Baxter. Your involvement has been requested by the highest levels of civil government. Please find data relevant to the case on your secure system at cell headquarters.
No answer.
Great news. Cell firefighters have this afternoon been called to Hartgill Preparatory School, where the out-of-control growth of a wetware culture has resulted in what is euphemistically termed gray goo. Principal Andrew Mitembe issued a statement on behalf of the school expressing relief that Cell has been able to control the outbreak before more damage could be done, and reiterated their policy against bringing wetware into the school. Wetware, so-called due to its gelatinous appearance, is a genericized term for a number of nanomechanical products derived from organic structures. Safeguards are in place in commercial wetware to ensure that replication of the material can only occur within secure factory conditions. Hobbyist engineers have on many occasions taken it as a challenge to breach new wetware products and reactivate the material's ability to create more of itself. Such uncontrolled growth becomes dangerous when wetware no longer responds to chemical signals to cease its reproduction. It is believed that tampering with a recreational product was the catalyst for today's incident. While the school has been closed for repairs and decontamination, Sal has reported that 4 students have received only minor injuries and are being treated for burns and contamination. City Coordinator A.I. Central has stated that the mass has been deactivated and poses no further threat to lives or property within Newton. It's brown. Ew. Something here.
Sorry, Regis.
A physical photograph. The team, February 2067.
Nina, Adam, Eduardo, Gwen, Vicky, Charlie.
Regis is probably the only person I know who'd want his picture on paper. I guess defacing a digital one just isn't the same.
Access any deal on my bill screen. Alright. Alright. Let's go to Fulcrum Tower. This game is beautiful. Whoa. Whoa,
Dr. Lau, so good to see you again, my dear.
Okay.
Wow, what a view. You could probably see all the way to Mombasa on a clear day.
Huh.
You should have made an appointment.
So it's Africa.
Dr. Vargas, I'd like to ask you a few questions, if I may.
Certainly, my dear. Anything I can do to...
What would you describe your role here as, Dr. Vargas?
This is publicly available information, Dr. Lau.
Now, Galatea, it is a reasonable question. For the past 18 years, I've held the role of controller of centralized government. I ensure that Central, our city governance CI, is functioning within parameters.
What would you say your political function within the city is?
Is he an android?
None at all. The elected council formulates city policy. It is merely Central's role to execute this and ensure the day-to-day well-being of the city.
And it is Dr. Vargas's role to maintain Central's operations. Surely you're already aware of this, Dr. Lau.
Just wanted to get it from the source.
Sometimes our desire to remain outside the political spectrum has led to rumors. We are not, however, the secret puppet masters behind the government of Newton.
I shouldn't count you as my boss, then.
Dr. Lau.
Heavens no, my dear. If anything, we are equals on an administrative footing. Central acts as director for both of our operations, though.
I bet he's being like controlled by Central, or Central created him to like serve as like comfort or something. I don't know. Maybe he's just. It seems like that.
How long have you known Dr. Regis?
Since 2067, he joined a research project of mine. He was a good man then, very principled.
And now?
I have no doubt goodness remains. though since joining Cell, I feel that he expresses this solely through his work.
Do you know about his garden on Tier 42 of this building?
Ah, yes. I've been there myself a couple of times, though I hope we can keep that between us, Dr. Lau.
What did you think of it?
It is certainly an interesting way of coping with grief, though that it has lasted so long is perhaps cause for concern.
What was your opinion of Dr. Baxter?
As a scientist 20 years ago, he was peerless in his field.
But as a human being?
He did not take refusal well. This apparently is what led to his breakdown.
And the murder that followed that.
Precisely. I have not spoken to him personally since the trial, however. I'm afraid I couldn't enlighten you about his recent state of mind.
Let me check if it's recording right.
Dr. Vargas, I really need to ask. In my office, why did you cut Central's feed?
That's classified, Dr. Lau.
I'm afraid I cannot give you a complete answer on that subject. But a number of factors regarding yesterday's network attack have raised concerns. Not least the timing. It may be that Central's administration has been compromised.
You believe it's linked to Baxter's murder?
What makes you say that?
You cut the camera when talking to me about it. You were concerned that whoever may have compromised Central would find out what we were discussing.
Ha! Well, I have no fear of the quality of Cell's investigative staff now.
I learned from the best. I'm certainly aware of your role in the city, Dr. Vargas. But who is your lovely assistant?
Of course, you haven't been properly introduced. This is my daughter, Galatea. She fills the role of my administrative support.
I'm being groomed for succession, apparently.
Oh, don't put it like that. You make it sound so dynastic. That certainly is not what we wish to represent.
Fair enough.
What can you tell me about this incident?
Currently, not a great deal. Hence why you have been tasked with this investigation. Dr. Baxter has been found murdered in his workplace, and Dr. Regis was caught entering and leaving the facility by their security infrastructure.
Maybe he didn't kill him.
How about a background to the case? A history?
Baxter has been responsible for the murder of Viksha Regis.
Charles Regis's wife.
He was caught and convicted, and until recently had been serving a sentence for the crime.
I'm aware of this so far, yes.
He had recently been paroled with the Vickerman Corporation as his sponsor. I can only imagine Regis's feelings on the matter.
Violent, no doubt.
But I knew Charlie Regis, and I know what kind of man he was. Justice is his motivator, but with his background, out in the hot zones.
You worry that this might have been his idea of justice?
Precisely. That, my dear, is why I need you to investigate this case
can't kill
before
him.
Central jumps to any conclusions to the matter.
Someone else
Though
do that?
Regis has an obvious motive, can you think of anyone else who might have a reason to do this?
I shall be honest. Dr. Baxter was not an easy man to work with. There were many who disliked him in his time, though none I knew could call him his enemy.
You mentioned Regis's wife, Viksha.
Ah, yes, Vicky. She was a student of mine in the 50s in Buenos Aires. She spent several years working for the UN in hot zones around the world. When she had finished, she was the natural choice for the project I was just commencing.
He never really spoke about her.
They were very much in love. It pains me greatly to see a man so afflicted by a loss.
She was a engineer as well?
Yes and no. She specialized in organic computing, a field perhaps more closely aligned to your own.
She's probably alive. Maybe she's central. Maybe they're trying to recreate her. Just as soon as they mention more organic computing, they're probably gonna think about maybe she's still alive. Maybe she's like, maybe he's turned into a computer. I don't know.
You mentioned a project that Viksha was recruited for.
I'm afraid that's classified.
Galatea, how can we help if we block every question? It was a project that utilized the expertise of both Viksha and Charles. Essentially, we were studying organic interfacing and large-scale computing.
Yeah.
Large scale, as in City coordination intelligences? Like Central?
On this matter, I can answer no further.
She is central. She is central.
What was your field before going into politics?
I was a computer scientist and a lecturer at Buenos Aires. In the 60s, the government of Newton was looking for research administrators. It eventually transpired that this role in itself was a kind of test.
The city council was looking for suitable individuals to manage Newton's new CI.
Central?
Yes and no. It was what eventually became Central.
Yeah. Yep.
It's a fantastic view from up here.
Isn't it? That's why I choose to work from up here.
The only part higher in Fulcrum Tower is Central's operating center.
You could probably see all the way to Mombasa on a clear day.
Said that already.
Dr. Vargas, have you heard of mind jacking?
Excuse me?
I'm afraid I have not, Dr. Lau. What is it?
It's the case Regis and I were working on lately. A number of individuals had their brains flash wiped by a destructive copying technique.
That sounds most appalling, Dr. Lau. Does it pertain to this case?
Not that I'm aware of, sir. It might give someone a reason to frame Regis, though. Especially if they thought that we were getting too close.
So, perhaps Regis is a victim of attempted character assassination.
Yeah, that could be it.
To use Baxter as a means of doing so would be drastic.
Why don't you believe that Dr. Regis is responsible for Baxter's death?
I cannot say for certain that he is not, Dr. Lau. I simply hold on to the hope that he is not.
Thank you, Dr. Vargas. You've been most helpful.
Anything I can do to help.
I really hope he's probably going to turn out to be some sort of cyborg or like android and is being controlled by Central.
I'm afraid not.
Okay. Classical style painting. Pygmalion by Simon Denver.
I'm glad I had my fear of heights.
You can turn off fear of heights. Sorry, I skipped that. Let's just go on here.
Wetware's not going to connect with...
You should have made an appointment.
Jeez. So I guess now we should just go to the crime scene. Crime scene. That is awesome. Rickerman Pharmaceutical Laboratories.
Wow, that's a lot of green. Excuse me.
Great, they finally sent someone. You here to get the body out?
Maybe. I'm Max Lau, cell case specialist.
No kidding. I'm the lab director, Dr. Zvidzai Chigwa. Make it quick, I'm busy.
That is a cool name. That is a really cool name. That is an awesome name. Holy crap.
What's your role here?
I'm the supervisor for the telepresence factoring labs. Most of it's automatic. I just make sure it's all running like it should.
Sounds like a big responsibility.
It's a lousy job most of the time. TP is where management sticks people they don't want in public-facing roles.
You're not happy with it?
For the last few years, my career has been one disaster after another. I'm just glad it's plateaued into some kind of stability.
Huh.
Can you tell me what happened?
Baxter got killed.
In any more detail?
When we started this afternoon, a whole lot of samples had been tampered with. We tried to call Baxter to find out what the hell was going on in the specimen bank.
And he didn't answer?
He didn't. Turned out the door to the specimen bank was locked too.
You haven't seen the body?
No, not in person, if that's what you mean. We got the camera feed online, but it was obvious that Baxter wasn't going to be coming out.
When did you last see him?
Guess it could have been Wednesday?
So he could have been killed any time in the past 3 days?
I guess, but it wouldn't fit with everything else.
Music's a little loud.
What's the purpose of this lab? Plant studies?
Yes and no. It's a TP lab, telepresence. There's a lot of research that's not exactly legal in some countries.
But in Newton, pretty much anything goes.
Exactly. If someone in the EU needs research done on something hazardous, infectious, or endangered, they send the orders here and we carry out the testing.
What sort of research?
Mostly we make new angiosperms from scratch. That's flowering plants to you.
Gee, thanks. Why would people want new flowers?
Sometimes it's a drug delivery method. The earliest commercial examples were fruit that grew packed with insulin. A lot of new wetware begins its life as engineered fruit, too.
Must be awkward if they cross-pollinate in the wild.
And a legal headache. Part of our job is making sure the copy protection works.
Copy protection in plants? Ouch. Aside from yourself, who else works in this laboratory?
There's my intern, Martin Neester, operates the factoring line. If you meet him, it's easy to see why they put him in here. And until recently, there was Dr. Baxter.
You've got a keen mind. What's your take on this?
Hey, I'm not the detective, young lady. You know what I think? I think Regis did what they ought to have done 20 years ago.
Why do you say that?
Seems logical. We've got him coming into the labs on security, then we got him coming out an hour later. When we get here, we've got Baxter's corpse contaminating the specimen bank.
Anything else?
Well, something strange. Since we got in, we keep finding samples that have been tampered with. Looks like he spent his hour here messing up the genomes of our specimens.
That quickly?
If anyone was good enough to do it that fast, it'd be Charlie.
You knew Regis as well?
Yeah, I was on a research team with him and his wife back in the 60s. Baxter, too.
You've apparently known him a long time. Does this seem like something Regis would do?
Oh, after what he did to Vicky, I'd have strangled Baxter too. I tell you, if he did do it, I wouldn't blame him one bit.
Do you think he did it, though?
I don't know. He was always kinda shady.
Tell me about it.
They made him do some real awful stuff out in the hot zones.
Such as?
Let's just say his escape led to a whole lot of people being jailed for war crimes.
Ah.
Tell me about Dr. Baxter.
Oh, he was bad enough to work with in the 60s. As part of his parole, they stuck a governor in his head. Since then, it's like talking to a badly written synthetic.
You don't care for him a great deal.
That man killed Vicky. Frankly, he deserved what he got.
But you still work with him.
He worked for me. It was another part of his parole. Vickerman's management persuaded centralized government that his skills were going to waste in prison. The company wanted him supervised by someone who knew him. Hence, they dragged my sorry ass in.
What did you have him doing?
He organized the specimen bank. It's the kind of thing we could just leave him at for hours on end. Days, sometimes. Really, it could have just been done by the facility's AI, but I had to give him something.
Otherwise, you'd have to talk to him?
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely, there's something going on. Definitely, like... Okay, of course
Tell me about Mr. Neester.
He came over from Eurofed on a study program. He's young. I guess we're all like that in our youth.
Good colleague?
He's all right. He got on board with that annoying Maladist trend. He knows how to follow instructions, so I let him get on with it.
His visa still active?
Dr. Lau, we do not employ undocumented illegals in this lab.
Just have to check. I'm sure you understand. You seem preoccupied.
That obvious, huh? We found a couple of specimens that Regis tampered with in his hour here. So I gotta run through the catalog and dig out the backups.
Sounds straightforward.
Not when there's 11,000 samples to take. Oh, I could punch Regis for this. Though, I want to shake his hand for Baxter so it kinda evens out.
What's been done to the samples?
He's used a customized viral vector to add huge amounts of junk DNA to their genomes.
What if it's
These
her?
are the last two I found, Medioflorens interensis and Linacia lawsonis.
May I have a look?
Do you think it'll help?
Just a hunch. Huh. Non-binary. Quaternary data string?
What do you mean?
My wetware systems are interpreting the genomes of these plants as sections of an audio file. He's used the DNA to store information.
You think so?
It's incomplete. The two samples only make up a third of the data, but M and L, my initials. This can't be a coincidence. He's left a message.
What does it say?
Not sure yet. I could probably construct the whole message if I can find where he's hidden the rest of it.
Safe to say it's in the other plants he's engineered. Here, take this. You can sample DNA from the plants around the lab. If you run out of sampling cartridges, you can reload it at this console.
Thanks. How long would it take to sample everything in the lab?
Only a couple of years. We have over 11,000 subjects. You're better off looking for specimens that would fill the gaps in the clue he left.
So, you worked with Regis and his wife, as well as Baxter. Did you also work for Dr. Vargas?
That pompous ass? Yeah, I worked for him.
You don't care for him.
He was a competent researcher, but he lives for politics. Everything was always about making the world a better place.
And you don't think it should be better?
It's a nice idea, just not realistic. And what we ended up making, it was actually never mind.
What happens in the specimen bank?
It's where the samples of plants and growth matrices are stored. There's a huge library of subjects to work with, natural and man-made.
And that's where Baxter worked?
Yeah, it's not exactly taxing. I wanted to see what he could do since they put a governor in him.
You left him to work alone in there?
I'll be honest, he was not a pleasant man to talk to.
Doesn't seem like it.
I wonder why Regis hid a message inside the DNA of these plants.
DNA's been used as a data storage medium before. Rather than on-off binary, DNA would be quaternary bits. Adenine, guanine, thymine, and cytosine. If he just left a message on one of the systems, though, or even on paper...
Then someone could have destroyed or erased it. Short of burning down the entire lab, they'd have no way to be sure they destroyed a message hidden like this.
Especially since he's scrambled so many of the other samples as camouflage.
He needs to make sure it's found, and based on the layout, he wants me to find it. Why didn't the facility's CI detect Baxter's vitals suddenly failing? It's a potentially hazardous environment in here.
We were wondering that as well. This afternoon we noticed the monitoring system in the sample lab was in recursion. All hell broke loose when the CI suddenly realized what had happened.
So either you've got a technical fault with the software or wetware interfacing.
Which is unlikely given how much they cost.
Or someone breached the security systems to cover Baxter's murder. That gives me more hope. Regis would have no idea how to do that.
Yeah, I don't think...
So, how do I build more of the message?
You've got to use the sampling tool to get DNA from the plants around the lab. The sampler can take 3 readings before it needs to be reloaded. In some areas of the lab, the atmospheric controls will prevent the reading being taken.
Apparently he wants me to find certain samples. I've got to think about where I'm going to find them.
Darn right. We've got a whole lot of A right now.
Have you found anything else with added genetic data?
As a matter of fact, I have. There was a batch of Orchidaceae isotria in the growth lab, and... I can't remember exactly which specimen the other was. I do remember that it had yellow flowers, broad leaves, and produced long fruit.
Have you found...
There was a batch of... I do remember that it had yellow flowers, broad leaves, and produced long fruit.
What sort of research were you conducting in the 60s?
You mean with Charlie and his wife? You might not believe it, but we were the people behind Central.
Central? The city governing AI Central?
The same. Newton was looking for a coordinator AI. Vargas put together a team, including the new Mr. and Mrs. Regis.
Nuke me. Regis never mentioned anything about this.
It wasn't a happy memory for him. He left after the unpleasantness. We finished the project a few months later.
Huh. Might explain why he hates Central's guts.
Is that
for now?
Then if you'll excuse me.
Alright, I'm gonna turn down the volume here. Drone lays a finely controlled mist over the delicate specimens.
Better not. It might tell the lab director. It's the console for sequencing. I need to bring samples back here to see if...
Growth lab? Where's the growth lab? I'll go in here first. Oh.
He looks unconventional. Kids these days. Oh god, I sound like Regis. Hi there.
The light at the end of the tunnel would die for a grapefruit.
What?
My name's Dr. Max Lau. I'm a cell case specialist.
When do you offer a mechanical holiday?
You're not making any sense.
Monsters angrily destroy the secret paper.
Are you alright?
Did Marge lend her a lot of money?
Can I get your name?
I hear taxi drivers make the best coffee.
Okay. What's your role at this facility?
The Morrow says so.
Uh-huh. What happened here?
The barber envies your good fortune.
I see. I give up.
12-year-old question. John Gol anyone? I said John Gol.
Wetware's not going to
Genome data and DNA sampler. Seed bank. Gotta look for.
Oh god, what a mess.
Oh. This place is huge. It's awesome.
Nothing unusual found on the body,
this is
Central.
awesome.
Estimation on time of death?
The climate control in the specimen lab is compromising your sensors. Ambient temperature is just above freezing.
Update, Central.
What is the situation, Dr. Lau?
Dr. Baxter is certainly dead. He's been decapitated, and not cleanly either.
His head has been removed.
More like destroyed. At a glance, this would be the most likely cause of death.
What is your estimation of the incident, Dr. Lau?
There's too much we can't say for sure. We don't know precisely when Baxter was murdered. We can't even be sure that this was the cause of death.
That is a fair assessment. A clearer picture will no doubt follow the autopsy.
Don't send in anyone yet. I still need to carry out a preliminary.
I understand. Continue your investigation of events surrounding the incident.
Understood. Lau out. I hope I can find something to get Regis off the hook.
Let me turn down my phone quick. There we go. Alright, the sampler has not been calibrated for animal DNA recovery.
Wetware's not going. Nothing unusual.
What is?
We don't know. We can't even be.
That is.
Don't. Understood. I hope I can find something to get Regis.
It's the head. Where's the head? I got that it was destroyed, but where's it? Next stores. Lacks chlorophyll genes control, I know. Undergoing weaponization, specifically targeting pollination. Attempts being made to isolate useful genome sections and reduce incidence of fatal consumption side effects. Common oat new strains are currently in development to cope with rapidly changing European climate. Formerly extinct genus in ginseng family, being brought out of extinction. Formerly extinct branch of Apiaceae, being tested for use as contraceptive abortifications additive to food. Discovered recently in the Amazon Conservation Zone A. Brasilia is being tested for any remarkable traits. Undergoing testing. Estimate family near produce and develop parasitic and extraphilic. Cuboid shape. Salt-tolerant truck food. Extraphilic. Found on asteroids and comets. Okay. These are gross dangerous quickly in the atmosphere. So this is an alien. Max chlorophyll. Some extra nutrition. I want to see this one. I want to see the alien.
The biohazard trefoil on these isn't. What is this stuff? Better trans up some data on it.
One of the only known examples of extraterrestrial life X. Tizardi was first discovered on Tizard's comet in 2055 by ART-3 survey probe mission. Similar in many respects to terrestrial fungi, this is believed by some to be an example of convergent evolution and panspermia by others. In any case, its extremely rapid growth in Earth's atmosphere poses severe ecological risks. While it is highly sought after for study, samples are closely controlled, posing an obstacle to research. To prevent accidental germination, this organism is stored as a growth matrix, growing only in carefully controlled laboratory environments. This helps reduce the risk of what some have termed the most mundane alien invasion imaginable.
It won't take a DNA sample from. Maybe it needs a bigger specimen? I'd better not. It would only take it away and store it some. I'm going to need to.
So I need to find one that's a specific type of plant.
I'd better not. If I start taking every.
Yeah.
Warning. Security clearance not valid for access to Growth Lab.
Oh, we need to
Vickerman Pharmaceuticals thanks you for your cooperation.
I need to ask her, I guess.
Excuse me, Dr. Chigwa?
Make it quick, I'm busy.
I tried talking to your intern. It wasn't helpful.
Oh, never mind that. He's got aphasia.
Isn't that treatable?
Oh, yes. He just gave it to himself. It's what the kids are into these days.
What?
Crippling neurological disorders?
Yes and no. Maladism, they call it. They give themselves old diseases. It only lasts about a week each time.
And you let him do that?
He's not public-facing, and as long as it doesn't get in the way of his work. I figure we all did things the old folks thought were stupid back when we were kids.
I can't get into the airlock.
The airlock and the growth lab are secure areas. We grow potentially hazardous organisms beyond those doors.
I'm trying to conduct an investigation here. Don't make me get a warrant from Central.
I'm sorry, Central would likely agree with us. We can't just give anyone access to the growth lab.
Not even a cell agent?
I'd need a pretty damn good reason.
I need to ask Meester about the tampered specimens. How do I cure his aphasia?
Well, you wouldn't really cure it. He doesn't actually have the disease. It's essentially wetware designed to occupy the Wernicke and Broca regions of the brain. This then produces the symptoms of the disease. That's what they're going for.
I can't wait a week for the wetware to break down.
Find a way to break it down early then. If we've got an emergency contamination, we use hydroxypyruvate isomerase. It's an enzyme that instructs the fabricators in wetware to disassemble themselves.
Righty then. Wait, say
what? It's
what was it
essentially
called?
this.
I can't.
It's an enzyme that instructs.
Wait,
I need to
what is it called?
It's essentially wetware. This then produces.
I can't wait to
find a way to break it down. If we've got an emergency contamination, we use hydroxypyruvate isomerase. It's an enzyme that. Is that all?
For now.
Then if you'll excuse me, I'll get back to work.
Both of them? Okay, it seems to have long fruit. Let me look at the criteria. Produce long fruit, broad leaves, yellow flowers. That's definitely it.
I've taken a DNA sample from it.
Right. But what do I do with it then? Is that compatible with the data itself stored in your wiring?
It's the DNA sampler. I need to take samples from plants I think Regis hid the rest of his
Alright, so I put it in this, right? Crosslog audio data.
There's some more.
Yeah.
I'm going to need to find where he's hidden the rest of the message before I...
So what did he needed? All right.
Dr. Lau, so
Let's ask.
Dr. Vargas,
Certainly.
while I was speaking to Dr. Chigwa, she told me about Central. Apparently both Charlie and Victor Regis were involved in its creation.
Dr. Lau, that's classified.
I believe we can trust her, Galatea. Indeed, I brought Viksha onto the project at its inception. She recommended Charlie. They were not married at this stage.
This is unbelievable. He doesn't exactly have a high regard for Central.
I suppose I can sympathize. It is an unhappy association for him. Yet he will not allow himself the glorious reputation and history he deserves as one of those who created Central, an AI like none before.
My investigation has brought up an interesting find. It appears that while he was at the lab, Regis took the time to alter some of the specimens there.
Really? That is most peculiar.
Even more so, he appears to have hidden a quaternary data string in the genomes of these subjects.
What does the data contain?
An audio-visual message, but it's still fragmented. I believe that Regis was trying to leave a message directed at myself, regarding what happened.
This is a remarkable find, Dr. Lau. Please, continue your work. This may clear up what really happened.
You know where to find that
laboratory.
enzyme?
I examined Dr. Baxter's body at the laboratory.
What did you find?
He's been decapitated, his head smashed in.
My goodness.
I've taken initial readings, but they're proving inconclusive, even time of death. The lab's environment is throwing the chromatographs. Once he's been moved to cell for autopsy, we should get a clearer picture of what happened. Thank you, Dr. Vargas. You've been most helpful.
You really
Anything I
haven't,
can do
actually.
to help.
I need to find that enzyme. But where would I find it?
Better not.
Can I...
Better not. Wetware's not going... Top of the line interfacing wet. Pricey stuff, but...
So where would I use it? Airlock? Airlock. Yes!
Warning, security clearance not.
Come on.
New security profile created. Access granted. Welcome, Dr. Lau.
I didn't expect that to be a
Thanks.
thing. So let me check what she specifically said she needed, or we needed. With the G8 that was tampered with.
Excuse me, Dr. Chigwa?
Make it quick.
Have you found...
There was a batch of Orchidaceae isotria in the growth lab, and...
Orchidaceae or Isotria?
and
Isotria.
is
For now.
Then if you'll...
This is ominous.
This could be useful. Looks like a lot of cartridges.
Yes! Let's do this thing first. I want to see what he has to say.
Georgie promised a blow-by-blow.
Really? How interesting.
Beached questions you injector?
Say that again?
Overpass did you stick me with an injector? Now I'll have to get my aphasia rechecked. Not cool, man. Not cool, man.
Dramatically cleaned a screaming pile of biscuits.
Excuse me.
Yeah?
Why'd you go and give yourself aphasia?
Not just that. There are loads of syndromes. It's maladies, man.
Aren't diseases like that dangerous, though?
It's not permanent, man. We ain't stupid. What wear nodes in the body create the symptoms of things we want, which you went and broke. Gee, thanks.
Sorry about that. In any case, they're temporary then.
Exactly.
I'd like to hear from you what happened.
So, we came in this afternoon for the late shift, right? I checked on the factoring line, and it turns out the specimens are nuked up.
In what sense?
They don't match the catalog anymore. Not that they're supposed to be. I figured Baxter nuked it up again, so I checked the feed.
That's when you found the body?
Yeah, but Chigwa won't let me get a look. Told me to get back to work while she called cell. Hey, can I get a look at the body with you?
I'm afraid not. Official procedure and stuff.
Bummer.
I still don't get it. What's the hook
Maladies.
for maladies?
Man, you old folk never get things like MD.
Old?
Most of these syndromes are diseases that are completely curable. They just don't happen anymore. Society says no to them.
So it's countercultural? An act of rebellion?
Exactly. Diseases like that make the establishment uncomfortable. They don't want it to be a part of their society. But we show them they can't ever get rid of it completely.
You're rubbing their faces in it then.
And in another way, it's kinda retro. Illnesses like that are what shape society. The Black Death made Europe what it is.
Gotta appreciate the classics.
For a lot of us, it's also about who's hardest. Posers go for little things like botulism or influenza. But you know someone's got real nodes on them if they can stand a month with HIV.
Huh.
So, what other diseases have you tried?
Loads of them. Parkinson's, syphilis, tuberculosis. Last month, it was Hansen's disease.
Wait, leprosy?
Yeah, if you're a Zift, Hansen's is the real name.
Sounds like quite a selection.
That's why I came to study in Newton. Eurofed's just starting to get into MD culture, even talking about banning it. Newton's where it's at for it. You guys are a lot cooler about what you let people do.
On an individual basis, certainly. That's pretty much the founding philosophy here. Dr. Chigwa tells me that some of the specimens have been tampered.
Oh yeah, I found one of those. Man, couldn't they have just killed the guy without messing up my work?
I need to find it. Which
Yes.
specimen was it?
Oh, a Corace Brasileira. When I found it, I just thought Baxter was nuking it up again.
What did you do with it?
I just sent it back to the specimen lab.
Oh.
Should be there in the sample store.
That's good. We know that now.
Uh-huh. What?
I want to do that just immediately, and we'll go back and ask more questions. Ecorsia Brasilia. There it is. I need to play more point-and-click games. This is fun.
I've taken a DNA sample from it.
Now I just have to find the last one. Of course, to say it. But we also have to ask him.
Excuse me.
Yeah?
I'm CS Dr. Lau. I've been tasked with this investigation.
Martin Easter. I've been tasked with the factoring lab.
You work with Dr. Chigwa?
I work for Chikwa. I'm just the intern. Means I get stuck with all the lousy jobs she won't do.
I understand. I was an intern once.
So, what's CS? You a detective?
Case specialist. So, yes, I guess you can say that.
Cool.
Cool.
How do young people go about getting sick these days?
It's a lot harder, but that shows it's a choice. We use wetware to create symptoms, like the aphasia. The wetware I had for that was programmed to lodge in the Broca and Wernicke regions of the brain.
So, it's not really Broca's aphasia.
Same symptoms though.
You'd buy wetware nodes from shops?
Nah, find hobby GG programmers through the trans. They're always looking to sell. It's like a contest. They're always releasing new syndromes, competing with each other. You looking to get into it?
Not really my scene, thanks. What do you think of Dr. Chigwa?
She's a hard ass, but she knows what she's doing. Kinda thinks she feels wasted working here.
What can you tell me about Dr. Baxter?
Not much. He only started here a couple of weeks ago. Chigwa dropped him in the specimen lab and kinda left him here.
She neglected him?
Nah, he just barely left. Could have been a workaholic, but I think he just couldn't focus on anything else.
Did he ever talk about his past with you?
Man, he didn't even talk to me, period. About anything.
Remind me, what?
Jeez, what? It was a Corsair Brazilian.
What's your personal
He didn't talk much. One nuked up guy. Chigwa told me he'd been released from jail. Looked like he had a governor in his head.
That's correct. It affected his behavior?
Dude, that's an understatement. That Malkin was like a zombie. One time, I dropped the whole sample tray in his lab. Anyone else would have yelled at me. He started to get mad, then looked just about ready to puke.
The governor inhibited violent thought. He'd been serving a murder sentence.
Oh, no way. Who'd he whack?
That's confidential.
Man, that's unfair. They're all teens.
Okay then.
Alright, I'll let you get back to your job.
Orchidea message. Alright, it's not here. That's pretty neat. Non-use native vulgaris. Orchidea cetera.
I've taken a deal.
Let's make sure this is Orchidea. Yeah. Let's go back up and put it in the thing. Easy enough.
Warning, copyright breach in progress.
What?
Excuse me?
You are not authorized to remove Orchidaceae isotria samples from the growth lab. They are copyrighted property of Typho Labs GmbH. Beginning purge.
Hey, my sample! What did you do?
To prevent theft of intellectual property, gene sequences in your possession have been neutralized. Have a nice day.
Gee, thanks.
All of them? Oh, no, not all of them. We gotta do something about that, but first, let's put this thing in here. Then we can go about doing the rest of the stuff.
It worked.
According to this, he's been dead for 82. Well, case. Good luck.
Baxter, good luck.
I'm going to need to find where he's hidden the rest of the...
Let's ask her. What's this say?
Oops.
What did I do?
I don't know what's in them, but look at them.
Maybe if I get the other one too.
What is this stuff?
Try this.
Hey, don't touch the valve. Who do you think Dr. Chigwa makes fix them?
Alright.
Can I have this?
I can't figure out what any of these... Excuse me.
Yeah.
Hey, the pipes in the growth lab are leaking.
Ah, yoke it. Again? Better go fix it before Chigwa starts yelling.
Yay!
I guess these pipes aren't broken.
Did I break them?
You might enjoy it too much. The cylinder's already occupied.
Oh wait, the cylinder that's empty.
There, I've planted the growth matrix. Let's hope I got Mom's green fingers. I only just... This is the one I planted the...
Danger of contamination.
I don't think I can... I don't. I don't think I.
Do I just leave and it's bigger? How does this work? Oh!
I better not touch. I've tranced too many horrors. Ish. No wonder this stuff's labeled eco-hazard. Give it a few weeks, it could probably eat the whole planet. I've taken a DNA. I hope it doesn't grow in. Wetware's not.
Was it called xenofungus?
Yes!
According to this, he's been dead since 1842. On his case. Good luck.
I'm going to need to find.
Well, I need one left.
Excuse me, Dr. Chick.
Is that all?
For now.
Then if you'll
Just to make 100% sure this is the right one. You got.
I've taken a DNA.
And then. I don't know how to do it.
You better not lose.
There we go. Got it. Well, I mean, we already got that one.
Yes! Aha! Got some.
I got all of it now.
Lau, if you're listening to this, well, it means they've got me.
Oh no, Regis, no, no, no.
But Lau, ignore anything left in the recording up to this point.
Huh?
Sorry for being so unhelpful with the message, but I had to be sure you were the one who heard it first. Everyone will be saying that I came to the lab to, well, for Baxter, and they might be right. Except that he's been dead since before I got here.
Yes!
We need to touch bases on this case. Meet me where we were both first involved in a case. I'll try to explain when you get here. Good luck.
Oh, thank God. You've got some explaining to do, Regis.
Yup.
What the hell do you think you were doing? We need her alive!
I saw an opportunity for striking back at Regis, a kind of poetic justice.
At Regis? You've never even met the man.
Yes, but I...
You haven't offloaded Baxter yet, have you? Look, there might just be a use for your newfound vendetta. The tap on his partner was successful. She found where Regis is hiding. He's an unfactored element. Now, he needs to be removed from the equation.
Don't worry. I'll kill him myself if it comes to it.
There's only so much of the city's resources that can be diverted to this. Find him, finish him, then return for offloading. Remember, I'm your controller, not Baxter.
Don't be so sure.
So I got out. I managed to find somewhere to lie low. But I know what Central's capable of. You can only hide from it for so long. Lau had better find that message before an aerostat comes this way. What the hell?
I'm gonna end it here. I see you guys next time.